Good morning. I am Meshack Kodiko, the teacher of biology. Welcome to our today's lesson where we are now going to look at natural selection in action. Nature selects those individuals. From our previous lesson, we said that nature has the ability to select those individuals that are fit to live and selecting against those individuals that are not fit to live. So in this case, we are going to take an example of the peppered moth. The peppered moth here, what we are calling Biston butyllaria. That is peppered moth. Peppered moths. I hope we all know what a moth is, and you have always seen them. Let's say sometimes when you are using these lamps at night, there are these things that look like butterflies, and they are hairy. Those are the ones we are calling the moths. So we give them scientific name. They are called Biston butyllaria. So we are going to talk about two conditions here that was used by Charles Darwin. We have what we are calling the white peppered moth and the dark melanic forms. These two individual moths occurred in different environments. The speckled white form occurred in areas that were not industrialized, while the dark melanic forms occurred in areas that were industrialized. Taking, for example, agrarian revolution, that is agriculture in Mesopotamia, there was development of many industries. These many industries were then put in certain areas, and they were able to produce smoke and soot. And for this case, we are going to look at where specifically the moths always occupy. These moths normally rest on the tree trunks and even the branches of trees. So where they are able to camouflage depending on the nature of that environment. So we say that moths normally rest on the trunks, and out of that they are able to camouflage from their natural predators, those organisms that feed on them. So the first one, we are going to look at what was seen by Charles Darwin. That was in 1848. The first melanic forms were observed in Britain around 1848. What happened during this time? Due to industrialization, that is, the areas were highly industrialized and increase in population. Sometimes you can ask yourself, why do we talk about industrialization and also increase in population? People will tend to occupy areas that are having industries because of maybe job opportunities or even production of food. Because of this, because of industrialization, a lot of smoke and soot was produced from the industries. What was the effect of the soot that was produced? A lot of branches and tree trunks were then darkened by the soot. And the trunks and the branches were darkened so that only the dark melanic form camouflaged, thereby increasing their population. What am I trying to say? The dark area, if you look at a tree trunk, or let's say a branch that is darkened by soot or smoke, you find that dark melanic moth, that is the dark melanic form, will easily camouflage. So when it camouflages, in other words, it is going to blend well with the environment. So if it blends well with the environment, then we are going to find that only dark melanic forms will blend well with the environment and therefore are not going to be easily seen by their natural predators. So because of that, they are going to reproduce, increase in number as compared to the white speckled moth, that if it happens to be here, it will be easily seen. It will be distinct. So we are saying that the speckled white forms were greatly exposed. if you look at a white background, and then there is a dark one, a dark background plus a dark melanic form, it will camouflage and will not be seen. But should there be a white melanic form, then it is going to be greatly exposed. When it is greatly exposed, then it is likely to be seen by its natural predators, and it's likely to be extinct altogether. So the speckled white forms were greatly exposed to their predators, thus their population greatly reduced and almost became extinct. The white peppered moths were mostly found in areas away from the industries. That means that such areas were still clean, and then because the trunks of the trees were not darkened, so it is only the white melanic form that could easily camouflage in such areas. So we are saying that the clean trunks and branches, or even the trunks that were having a lot of lichen. The lichen, if you look at it, lichen has got some white coloration. This white coloration could make the white melanic form camouflage easily and hide from their predators as compared to the dark melanic forms. So should the dark melanic form then be found in areas that were not industrialized, then they are again going to be exposed, and therefore their natural predators will feed on them, leading to their reduction in number as compared to the white melanic forms. So we say that the dark melanic forms were exposed in these areas. Those are the areas that were away from industries, therefore could easily be spotted by their natural predators, reducing their populations. So maybe just to paraphrase again what I've just talked about, we are talking about natural selection using Biston butillaria, and Biston butillaria is the peppered moth. We have only talked about two conditions here. One, those areas that were industrialized had a lot of smoke being produced, and the smoke that was being produced here could darken the tree trunks and even the branches. Therefore, only dark melanic forms were able to camouflage in the dark environment. Therefore, they were not exposed to their natural predators, so they can easily camouflage and therefore reproduce and increase in number. The other way, the white speckled moths could be found in areas that were away from the industries, and therefore they were able to camouflage in areas that were clean, like in the case of the tree trunks that were having lichens, making them easily camouflage from their predators, thus increasing their population through reproduction and then increasing in number. In those areas, the dark melanic forms became greatly exposed and therefore could easily be seen by their natural predators, consumed, and then their numbers greatly reduced, and after that reduction, we don't expect the number to increase. So if you look at what we have been talking about here, it is nature that is selecting individuals based on the environment where an organism is found. So this is what we are calling natural selection in action. Later on, we may look at other things that are happening, like resistance to diseases due to mutation. We can even see, let's say, a disease that was being treated by a particular drug can now not be treated. That is also an example of natural selection in action. I want to thank you for listening to our lesson of today on natural selection in action.